Good morning, everybody. I'm gotta go see my PCP this morning. I went to call in one of my prescriptions yesterday, and they said it had been 3 months and I needed to come in and see him. I have to go see him every 3 months. It used to be once a year. Then it went to every 6 months. And now I have to go see him every 3 months, which is ridiculous. For my husband anyway, because he pays for everything. I got my shake for the morning. And, what was I gonna say? So I got up this morning exhausted and not feeling well. I was kind of that way yesterday morning. Actually, the last few mornings I've been that way. And then I eventually popped out of it. So I'm just been trying to get awake since 6:30 and it's 9 o'clock now. My appointment's not till 11. So I'm gonna try to wake up some, get a few things done. I need to I was gonna start a loaf of, make a loaf of sourdough bread this morning. And then I've got some bread and butter pickles I need to do. I've got some cucumbers in there that I need to make some more bread and butter pickles out of. But one thing with UC is exhaustion, this drained feeling like you haven't had any sleep. Now I have been waking up a lot in the middle of the night, which I've been doing that for years, but I miss those mornings when you wake up and you feel energized and, you know, like you had some rest. I still get them, but not very often. But I'm going to talk with my PCP and see if there's anything that needs to be changed with him. And I got a letter in the mail from Johnson & Johnson on that medication, the shot. It's Simponi. And saying that they needed this, that, and the other. So I just took it and went to my GI and talked to the lady there, because she's the one that's doing the application to Johnson & Johnson to get help for me to get this medication since I don't have insurance. And she said that she's still working with them on it, but she was talking to the supplier about getting me some shots, sample shots, to get me started on that, which I'm scared. I'm scared to start the biological, but I've talked to a few people that say, don't be scared. It just seems like that when something happens to me, I always fall in that percentage bracket that it happens, you know? Oh, it's only so many people percentage of people this happens to. Well, flag my ass, because I'm usually the one. And being in the dirty Galveston water, fishing and things like that, I worry about infection because it lowers your immune system. But at least I'd be off of the steroids from what I understand. That would be nice to be off steroids. But I don't know. I'm going to have my drink and I'll get back with y'all later on and let y'all know what's going on. Alright, before I go to the doctor, I think what I'm going to do is make up some sourdough bread to cook for tonight. I was thinking I might wait till tomorrow, but then I changed my mind. I mean, I got to feed my starter anyway, and it only takes a few minutes to do this. So I get a cup and pour my starter in. Okay, this cup is set aside to keep my starter going. And then this will go into my bread. It's like, what did I do with my water? Okay, and I'm gonna use I'm gonna put a cup of water in it, and I usually use more than a cup, but I start with a cup of water, pour it into my starter, and then stir it up a little. I'll stir it up more in a minute. Okay, so I got this recipe offline, off of the internet, and I tweaked it a little bit because I wanted to use, it calls for a cup of whole wheat flour and 2 cups of bread flour, and I didn't want that much whole wheat flour. So I only use 1/4 of a cup of whole wheat. And then that leaves me a cup and 3/4. Switch over to this half, be easier. And then a half and a half makes another cup. So that puts me in 1, 2, and I need 1 more cup. 1. And I'm using bread flour, shake and dump method. I think I got that right. So then I use a teaspoon of salt, sea salt. And I like to mix the powdered ingredients up so everything's kind of distributed evenly. And the starter, what that is it's natural yeast. You're leveling to make your bread rise. I'm gonna make a little well in here that my starter will fit into. So I'm gonna make a little bit of a mess too. This is just a quick, this is just what I do. It's not really showing you how to make something. I can go into more detail of a video for that later. So I'm gonna pour it right there in the middle. And then I'm going to start mixing it in, mixing the flour into my, just kind of easily stirring it in. Show y'all. Can y'all see it? This is a sticky dough bread. Set y'all right here and bend it down. Just see what I'm doing. Sticky dough method. Turn and fold it in. And I'm gonna have to add some water, I can tell right now. It's gonna be too dry. I'm just gonna add some water into this dish that I had my starter in. Pour a little bit more in. And this may take just a little bit, so I should turn y'all off so y'all are not bored to death. little bit more in. Do a bit more in. You can do this with your hands if you want to get in there and get all dirty. Get your hands all dirty and sticky. Okay, I'm almost at the part where I'm just gonna let nature do its thing. For an hour, I will just let it sit here. I'll cover it and just let it sit here and do its own thing. And then I'll come back and start folding it. Okay, I'm gonna cover it up and in an hour I'll be back. All right, it hasn't been an hour yet, but I just thought maybe I would talk to y'all while I did my starter. Got my starter going. The reason why he said just kind of mix it up a little like that, the bread I did, just mix it up a little bit, is to, and leave it, is to just let the water and the flour and the starter kind of incorporate and do its natural thing. And you saw when I was turning the dough how it was just kind of clumpy and sticky. Well, in an hour when I go back in, it won't be clumpy and sticky. It'll be like a stretchy elastic. And then every hour or so, I'll go back to it and I'll fold it. And I'll show you. It's a 3-way fold, I think is what it's called. And I'll show you how I do that. And then by 3 o'clock, I'll change it over into a piece of parchment paper and put it back in the bowl and let it do its final rise for a couple of hours before I bake it in a Dutch oven. It's amazing how it does it with its own natural, you know, yeasts and stuff that's in the flour and air and all. We don't have to use a store-bought man-made yeast. This is the way they used to do it in the olden days. And I'm going to taste my dill pickles today for the first time that I'm fermenting. Okay, that looks good to me. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, a little bit more awake. Today was my steroid day. I'm on steroids every other day now. It's kind of weird, but that's what they got me on, every other day. Every day, every day. The day I'm not on it's nice because I'm not wound up so tight. Like right now, I'm exhausted and I'm wound up tight like a rubber band, it feels like. It really messes with you. It even messes with your eyesight. You know what? And this disease messes with your eyesight. Was when I was in the worst bit of my flare, I could not see. My eyesight was so bad that my husband had to drive me around to my doctor's appointments and stuff. I couldn't see. It was pretty bad disease. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and put my plastic wrap over the top of it. Yep. I wasn't going to put it on until the first fold, but I'll just go ahead and do it. There we go. 5 more minutes and then I'll do the first fold. All right, been an hour. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with this little thing right here before I leave to go to the doctor. Let's get it, look. Get your hands wet. I'm gonna pick it up and stretch it. See how it's getting stretchy? It wasn't that way earlier. And that's all I do. And then when I get back from the doctor, I'll stretch it again. Put the plastic back on. And now it's time to leave. All right, I'm back from the doctor, and he called my refill of prescriptions in, and I'm running a little bit of low-grade fever. I guess that's why I feel rotten, but I guess that's just normal for having ulcerative colitis because he didn't say anything about it. Okay, the dough is real stretchy. That's what you want it to be. So all I'm gonna do is stretch it over itself. Next time I'll show you in the bowl, but this time see how stretchy it is? Just lap it over on itself. Like a nice little ball. Sit it back down in the bowl. And I'll come back in probably in another hour and stretch it again since I've been gone for a while and wasn't stretching it since this morning. Since it's only been one time, this is the second time, and I want to get a couple in before this evening. Cover it back up. I asked him, my PCP, I said, well, is there anything that you can tell me that'll help with this disease? And he said, no, just continue doing what I was doing and eat bland. I told him I just wanted my life back. And he just smiled. He didn't have a whole lot to say. So I'm gonna have some lunch. See, maybe if that'll make me feel better. I'm not hungry, but I just don't feel good. Eat some lunch and I don't know, maybe try to take a nap. Normally I don't nap. I get up, I'm up. I'm just tired today, and I hope y'all are doing okay. So I'm gonna turn y'all off and then I'll get back with y'all later on today. And then we'll put this together and put it out on the internet. Okay. Time to put the bread on a piece of parchment paper. I'll let the counter down. It helps hold the parchment paper down. Ooh, I need to get some more parchment paper. Hopefully I have enough. Better get some more. It's a little more than what I need, but that's okay. Spray the inside of it. Where am I going? Bread. Got my hands. feels nice. Fluffy and airy. It's good stuff. All right. Here we go. Put it on the parchment paper. Now I like to spread a little bit. Evenly on there, and then I'm going to pick it up and put it back in the bowl because this will be its last rise till it goes in the Dutch oven. I think that'll work. Okay, I'm not going to put the wax paper back on. I'm just going to set this over it and let it do its last rise. You'll notice I changed clothes. Cool front came in. I wanted to show y'all my starter. You know, I fed it this morning and see how much it's risen. It'll keep going up too, a little, probably up to here before it starts dropping back down. It's really neat how that works. Okay. Ooh, that's hot. Put it in the pot. Hot, hot in the pot. I'm going to cut it on the top. Pull a slice on it so it'll pop. Pop, 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 pop. There it. Jeez, that's heavy. 25 minutes with top on, with lid on, and then 25 minutes with lid off. What do I do with the take the lid off? Ooh, dirty. It popped. Popped good, baby. Cancel. We'll do 20 and see what it looks like. 20 more minutes with the top off. Excuse me. Okay. Let's get her out. See what it looks like first. Ooh, perfect. Perfect. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. And with that, we're gonna call it a night. Night, everybody. Sweet dreams.